Hey everyone, I'm back. I'm pumping more life into this channel, even though it should have died a very, very slow, painful death. And you're probably wondering, why is it another video essay? And, well, I was given a opportunity again to do a video essay as a final project for a class in my college. So I'm taking that opportunity, besides writing a thesis paper, when I could easily just do a video and use medical journals and links to websites to help prove theories and disprove theories. But with that said, I am Zach Droll, and I'm going to be talking about why Louis Bloom from Nightcrawler is a psychopath with sociopathic tendencies. To give a brief rundown, Nightcrawler is a 2014 thriller that follows Lou Bloom, played by Jake Gyllenhaal. Lou Bloom is a good example of a person who could be characterized as a psychopath and a sociopath. There's even a site that is dedicated to if he has passed the psychopath test, and according to them, he didn't. Hell, he didn't even pass the sociopath test. And I'm here to prove them wrong. Another thing, too, is that disproves that site if he passes the test is a medical journal titled Lou Bloom Psychopath Symptoms in Nightcrawler Film. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name of who it's by, but I'll leave a link down in the description below to the article, both the psychopath test and this one, and you guys can go further from there. But I will be pulling a lot of my information from Louis Bloom's Psychopath Symptoms in Nightcrawler. So with that said, let's begin. Tampering with crime scenes, or causing them. Pretty much just manipulating them for personal gain. How does this make him a psychopath? Well, it's all because of this one saying, and this saying becomes a key to a lot of Lou's actions.
It bleeds, it leads.
Why are these words key? Well, after those words are spoken, Lou starts doing things like tampering with active crime scenes just to make his footage look better for the news channel he sells to. If you haven't seen this movie before, you're probably wondering, what evidence has he done? Like, what evidence has he tampered with? What crime scenes has he tampered with? And that's what I'm going to explain to you right now. The first crime scene. The first crime scene he messes with is a shooting, and some bullets happen to shoot at a family. And by the time Lou arrives, the scene it's just getting wrapped up. Another person who also is filming for the news tells him it's over, but Lou takes it upon himself to go into the family's home who just got shot at and start filming. He comes across bullet holes in the fridge, and he then moves family photos into places near the holes to make this feel like it was a targeted attack on them, when it's not that case. As far as we know, the film really doesn't explain the shooting at all. But Lou just moves the pictures into places near the bullet holes. He also pans over to the police officer who's interviewing the family who just got shot at. It's very off-putting to see because he's just in someone's house without their permission. When he brings his footage to the news station, one of the heads asks, "Did you get permission to enter the house?" Lou then responds with, "The door was open." Then the head follows up with, "You pretty much just broke into their house and got this footage," which is true. But remember, if it bleeds, it leads. Or in this case, if it has a family involved, it leads, which it did. It was the first story talked about on that morning's news in the movie. This was just the beginning of what Lou is willing to do for his own personal gain and to get the footage that he needs. The second crime. The second crime scene he messes with is a car accident. When he arrives at the scene, there's a distraught guy calling 911 and clearly not in the mood to be talked with or have a camera shoved in his face. So Lou then starts filming the scene. Seeing that there are two victims at the scene, he wants them in the shot. So he drags the victim who got launched out of the car out from behind the other car, just drags him into frame. This is very messed up. It's not good. It's psychotic. him moving the body just to get them in shot, and then the look on his face when he gets this is pure joy. It's almost like saying, look what I can do, just for the thrill of getting what he needs. I know this part really didn't show much or add, because it just adds to his downfall, and it only gets worse from here. The third crime. The third crime he commits is cause a car accident of one of his rivals. After Lou gets shown up by this rival, Lou goes back to his own apartment and has a huge mental breakdown and screams and breaks his bathroom mirror. Lou later finds out where his rival lives and cuts the brakes off his car. This would then cause him and his partner to get into a car accident. Lou, knowing this would happen, makes sure he hears about a car accident over the police scanner he has. Lou then goes to the scene of it with his partner Rick. Rick is someone who he hires earlier in the movie. He tells him that he should film. Rick pretty much tells him he shouldn't film this. That guy is one of us. Lou responds with, "No, he's a story now." This would show where his character is heading in terms of a mental state of just being a total sociopath with borderline psychopathic tendencies, or vice versa. As he's filming this, the guy who was in the car accident, his rival, looks up at him, kind of with his face all bloodied up, and it's just you see the guy's face, and then you see from his point of view, it's just Lou holding a camera, looking down at him, getting the footage. It's completely insane to see, and overall shows where Lou is heading and how far he'll go. The fourth crime. The fourth crime he does is withhold valuable evidence of a major crime. This example comes after the home invasion he got footage of. Lou was able to get to that house, get to the home invasion before the cops. So he starts filming, and when he reaches the house, he catches the final gunshots being fired, and the murderers leaving. But after he does his once-over of his footage, does the footage of the house because he goes inside, he edits out the guys that were leaving who just committed this murder before sending the footage to the news station. Then when he gets approached by investigators, he lies to them when they ask if he saw the guys, and he asked for their footage. He says no. This would then come into play as to why he lies to the officers. With our fifth and final crime. The fifth and final major crime Lou Bloom commits. The final crime he commits is inciting mass murder. Yes, Lou Bloom causes mass murder. So near the climax of the film, he follows the men who committed the murder in the previous topic I just mentioned to a nearby Chinese food spot. With his employee Rick, where Lou makes a 911 call saying he sees the men who committed the murder the previous night. When it comes to questioning, this looks very fishy to cops, but Lou makes the call and then tells his employee Rick, get out of the car, go to the other side of the street, and get the footage. I will actually just read the exact quotes from this scene itself.
There's fucking people in there.
I count 6.
So they could start shooting.
They could.
So you said we were waiting for a better neighborhood with more people, not a fucking restaurant.
We work with what we're given.
7814, show us responding to that code 3.
You're going to go down the street, get an angle inside from over there.
Steady hands, use the zoom, no fast pans. I'll be filming from here.
Fuck that, I'm not getting out the car.
You're making a mistake.
I don't care about the fucking job title.
What if my problem wasn't that I don't understand people, but that I don't like them? What if I was obliged to hurt you for something like this? I mean, physically. I think you'd have to believe afterwards, if you could, that agreeing to participate and then backing out at the critical moment was a mistake. Because that's what I'm telling you.
as clearly as I can.
I will, obviously, the clip just played. I read it over for myself, so I know what's going on. But he says that to Rick. Rick gets out of the car begrudgingly and starts filming. As the cops arrive, things go off the wall from there. This whole ordeal causes a car chase because one of the guys who committed the murder is able to escape and get into his car. This thing would cause multiple car accidents. Once the guy in the car is trying to flee, then like this whole entire chase scene ends with the guy who murdered the people. His car flips over with another cop car. Lou gets out of the car after he sees the car flips and begins to film. He tells Rick to come along. The guy in the car is dead, but Lou lied. Once Rick got to the flipped car with the guy inside, Rick gets shot a few times. The guy then gets out of his car and goes to the police where he is shot dead. As Lou is filming, he goes over to his partner and films him dying. In Rick's dying moment, he says, "You knew he wasn't dead." Lou responds with, "You used my own bargaining methods against me, and I can't have that." So Lou then takes the camera off of Rick and now edits the footage together for the news station. Lou does get arrested in this process, but there isn't enough evidence to convict him because this footage is all edited, so he's able to get away with no issue. And with this scene itself, it kind of rings similar to Usual Suspects. When Roger is leaving the police station with the limp, and the limp goes away. It's almost shot similarly, but hey, he wasn't faking an injury just for the hell of it. But so overall, like, that's just all the crimes he's committed, and what I feel like is psychopathic ways. Now, I gotta mention the mind games he plays. This is more of the sociopath in him. The mind games. Let's get into the mind games now. His mind games are truly what make him a sociopath. The first mind game I want to talk about, though, is sexual extortion to get what he wants. So I know this is a crime. This is a very messed up crime. But he uses it to manipulate Nina, who is the director of the news station he sends to. He pretty much just manipulates her to have sex with him, just so his footage can be exclusive to the news station. He gets name recognition. He gets his brand said on air. It's very messed up. Like, he gets what he wants. He gets to have sex with her. He gets all the credit on the film that he submits. This in its own right is very messed up on many levels and shows that, like, what he is willing to do and what he is capable of doing just to get what he wants. And now, the other mind games that he does is using power as a boss to get what he wants. This mainly comes in from the interaction with him and his employee Rick. He uses the power of paying him and the power of being his boss to get what he wants out of him. Like when Lou tells him to get the other shot from the side of the street to record the men who committed the murder to get arrested, saying that it's part of your evaluation, so do it. Or when he lies about the guy being dead in the car and Rick gets shot. Like, but it's overall just very messed up. He's able to use a lot of mind games, a lot of tricks, and a lot of manipulation in order to get what he wants. So overall, I believe personally Lou Bloom is a perfect case of a psychopath with sociopathic traits. As I mentioned, I found the medical journal titled Lou Bloom's Psychopath Symptom in the film Nightcrawler. It brings up him manipulating crime scenes, as I did before, from the house stuff and everything else. So I do recommend you guys reading this journal. It dives more into what I want to prove more with this film. So there you guys have it. And yeah, the channel is, I pumped life into it once again in order to get this video out for you guys so I can get a good grade in this class. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to this like 30 minute video of me breaking everything down. It's probably be a lot longer once I get into editing. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and listening. I'm going to be sporadically making videos on this channel again, probably in the summer. So yeah, without further ado guys, I will catch you all in the future. Don't know when, don't know where, but it's good to be back. Peace.